Hello and welcome to True Crime Rocket Science, the most authentic voice in true crime. In this episode, we're going to look at body language. What is wrong with this picture taken at the latest prayer vigil? It's once again from an article by WJHL, giving us another perspective on Don and Candace. And in this particular picture, you see Don standing apart from everybody with his arms folded, and then you'll see Candace standing behind everyone and quite some distance from Don, also with her arms folded. Now, you might say, well, they're not the only ones with their arms folded. There's someone wearing a red shirt. Well, she doesn't really have her arms folded where they're sort of tucked in. She sort of seems to be fiddling with her hands or got something in her fingers or something. In other words, there's definitely a difference in the guardedness of Don versus the guardedness of everybody else. Also, the guardedness of Candace versus the guardedness of everyone else. Now, you could say, they are probably conscious that they're on camera, and so they don't really, they're sort of trying to protect themselves. But so is everyone else in this congregation. Everyone else in this congregation also knows that they are going to be featured in the news, or people are going to be talking about them on Facebook, and they aren't trying to sort of protect themselves. I think something else to highlight is when Don and Candace appear on camera in the Sermon on the Mount. It's an interview that I'm going into in a lot of detail. I've just put up the second episode in the series. You don't see them folding their arms on camera. I mean, they literally have a reporter kind of in their face, a camera in their face, and they're being asked pretty, direct questions, but they don't have their arms folded. So what do you think is going on here? And someone made before I've even made this video, someone kind of drew the comparison in the same way that I've been drawing the comparison between Chris Watts and the Wells couple and the Sermon on the Porch and the Sermon on the Mount. In the Sermon on the Porch, Chris Watts is standing there sort of with his arms folded, right? And so you have that again. You have that again here. Now, I think the other side is when you're praying, when you're in that sort of state of reaching out to God, reaching out to hope, you are opening yourself up to a miracle or something like that. Well, does it look like they are? Does it look like they are opening themselves up? Does it look like they are reaching towards the heavens? What do you guys think? Maybe the behavior panel can do another stab at what the complexities of folding one's arms in this situation could mean. Anyway, the other thing that I think is just worth highlighting is a kind of almost throwaway sentence at the end of the article, and I'll put a link to the WJHL article in the description. And it's basically where Timmy, the organizer of the vigil, and a vigil is being held every Tuesday, says that he hopes that these vigils will show that the Wells family have community support. Do they? I'm not sure the vigils have succeeded in showing community support. For starters, it appears the only people present are SDA folk, excluding the pastor of the church, who only made a single appearance. Secondly, there aren't too many people present, perhaps a dozen, perhaps half a dozen. Thirdly, in the second to last video, when Timmy actually asked the group on camera whether anyone wanted to pray specifically for Candace, no one volunteered. Did any of you notice that? Finally, in the last vigil, the couple actually arrived at the weekly vigil late and left early. So I think it's not quite signaling the solid community support Timmy was hoping for. I think it's sort of almost pretending to be that, but is it really? It's a handful of individuals despite all the coverage this case is getting, right? And does one get a sense of solidarity of sort of genuine support from the people that are even gathered there. Well, what has happened to Daviddson? We're still seeing Robin Lane, although I don't think she was at this latest vigil. Maybe she has stuff to do. But what do you guys think? Do you think the community should be supporting Candace and Don? And where are their personal friends and family? I mean, what about, let's say, Alison and Macbeth and people that they would sort of normally hang out with? Where are they? Where's Grandma? And, you know, if there isn't strong community support, I mean, compare these vigils for those of Gannon Stork, Suzanne Morphew, the Watts family, and others. The turnout is definitely quite thin. Why do you think that is? I mean, do you think the community beyond these members of the SDA Church, do you think that they believe, Don and Candace, that this was an abduction? I know on my YouTube channel I did a poll, and by far the majority don't think Summer Wells was abducted. 82% don't believe Summer Wells was abducted, and that is from a voting population of 13,000. So it's quite a lot of people simply don't seem to believe, certainly the scenario that Candace and Don have presented. All right, so I'm not going to take it further than that. Thank you for listening. If you haven't subscribed, please do. You can click on the light blue icon on the bottom right of your screen. Like, share, leave a comment. If there's something you want discussed in a live stream format, let me know. Certain things that perhaps you feel have been underserviced in this particular case. I've got a few ideas, but I'm going to just check out what you guys are interested in, and maybe we'll do something in that area. And so that's it from me. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you guys next time.